be good in marriage is not to think alike, but to think together. When you think together, you move together, and your marriage will be palatable. We are here again to talk about abusive marriage. Today we want to. I also have by her side Reverend Dixon Onyekachi. You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
I'm glad both of you are here today.
As well.
Thank you.
As well.
Right, we want to talk about recognizing abuse in marriage. Let's start again. We'll talk about abusive marriage. What's
smoke without fire. Initially, by the starting of the marriage, the man and the woman, they are in love. Either the woman or the man abuse. There are signs that will make you to understand that your marriage is becoming abuse. And when that happens, we will go to that to know the next thing to do. Abuse is from
Looking at the problem, the core problem of abuse. And one of the core problems of abuse is infidelity. You know, infidelity is a very serious problem in the society. And any marriage that is, built on infidelity, in terms of, trust of the both side. And when there is no trust at the both side, this one is doing his own, this one is doing his own, living abnormal life, which is not normal to the family. That family is abused. When certain people or anybody, anywhere, is having a negative belief system, and that negative belief system will now begin to bring in different type of abuse, and which is not proper belief system. We are talking about what the person have already imbibed, what the person, either the man or the woman, have already believed before this time, and is practicing it, which is this infidelity we're talking about. And most homes have been shattered by this type of lifestyle. And because of this lifestyle of infidelity, a lot of families are nowhere to be found again. And nowhere, nothing can be said about them because of that lifestyle. Of course, most times too, the woman will be suspicious. The man will be suspicious because they are now beginning to sense out, doing what he's supposed to do. It's not living the life he's supposed to live. And so that suspiciousness of both of them, because of what they have sensed out. And one of it too, maybe they have also come to that point of even seeing the man in that type of act of infidelity. And sometimes too, the man also
is what I am doing. I look for a way to change that. I will try to find out what is happening. Then you will see a sign of returning late. You will see a sign of serving food, fault. You see fault everywhere, fault. Why do you serve this food like this? Why not do like this? Why not? Like so many counseling we are doing, you notice a lot of things like this. Then when all these things are rising, you try to know that change. So abusing of marriages is because of signs of distrust and the signs of fault finding and signs of returning late and telling lies. The wife tells a lot of lies, the husband starts telling a lot of lies. To notice that the type of friend my husband is serving now is making things not to move well. I will know that something is coming to be bad. The same thing to the wife. So there are many signs that can make you to know that your marriage is becoming.
What are the long-term effects of staying in an abusive marriage or relationship, emotionally, mentally?
If we talk about long-term effects, you know, if the marriage is not what's supposed to be, and trying to manage that type of abuse, try to manage it. Management to abuse is not a solution. So managing abuse and finding the solution to abuse is not a solution. It is when we find the solution to the abuse, then we will come out of that long-time effect. You know, if men could not identify their problem will not do. So it is important that the family should know where and where, what and what have agreed to become is there. But the moment they identify the problem and then find solution to this problem, then they can come out of it and remain a happy life.
Now, we talk about abusive marriage. We'll get to the effects, what the outcome of abusive marriage. But before then, identifying, like I have a spouse, or my spouse is the type that he's hot-tempered or she's hot-tempered, that's when there's misunderstanding, he or she slaps the spouse. And after a while, say, I'm sorry. And we have the one that can abandon the home for days because there's conflict. Whenever he's really angry, he will hit me, but within a few seconds he will apologize. Is that an abuse?
Well, it's an abuse in the sense that one day you can slap somebody in a slum or die, or you rush her to hospital or him to hospital. It's an abuse. But before this time, they might have been in engagement. So that thing that connected you stay. Because you have known that this is how that man is or how that woman is, and you say the love is there. But generally, you can notice that slapping a wife, a weaker vessel, can cause a sudden death because it has happened in one of the time we went. So you say, if I had known, I wouldn't have slapped her before I reached hospital. She died. So it's an abuse. But the love that takes you how long you stay before marriage can keep you going.
All right, if you are just joining us, this is you and I. And we are looking at recognizing abuse in marriage. We shall be going up there by the time we come back. We'll continue from where we start. Stay tuned.
Transform your project with our top-notch scaffolding services, offshore services, leasing services, civil onshore services, manpower supply, consultancy service. We are in collaboration with Scaffolds Training Institute, Texas, United. Call us on 013-830-683-3. Email us on info@tgscaffoldings.com. Our office is at Block 45, Older Finery Road, www.tgscaffoldings.com. Safety, quality and reliability to our numerous clients and customers of Recent Bank. Are you in search of quality, affordable offers, home and outdoor furniture to serve different purposes? Then look no further. Only Fables, plain sets, luxury sofa chairs, hall and church chair, transparent chair, banquet chair, outdoor furniture and garden seats, salon furniture, student's desk and writing chair, bookshelves and cabinets, gaming furniture like snooker, tennis boards and many more. Come experience our exquisite showroom at our head office located at number 48A on November and inquiries, visit our website, furniture.com. Email us at acbonat@gmail.com or call 0806-343-1825. Stay connected with us on our socials at Puma Furniture for great discount and offer. Puma Furniture, a symbol of beauty and authenticity.
Welcome back. Still talking about recognizing abuse in marriage. It says you know, I'm aware that my spouse loves me so much, but under he or she is hot-tempered. At that time, the anger is triggered, he or she can use any weapon. You said it's an abuse.
An abuse.
Now, if we look at that, anybody can be hot-tempered. It depends on how you control your temperament. You know, some persons in hot-temper cannot control their temperament. And some hot-tempered too can be demonic, can be something abnormal. When it is abnormal, it becomes abuse. Now, when you look at, I'm looking at another aspect of this abuse of a thing. Not just infidelity, I'm looking at falsehood. When falsehood is reigning in the family. Form of life. But when you want to get all these things, you know, a man can go at any length to get wives. And then a lot of things will happen. There are a lot of discrepancies that the man cannot control. And not only that, you know, when we look at it again, we look at incest, not just only at the aspect of the man and the wife, the children also is involved. In terms of incest, you know, not training the children the way they're supposed to go, the way the life that they're supposed to live, and now they're sleeping as husband and wives. And before the parents will know what is going on, it will be a type of a punishment or a type of things that can happen there, and the family cannot stay together. Everything that has at the same time the family cannot unite.
In the meantime, that to be an emotional abuse. Because when we talk about abuse, not just beating, we have emotional abuse.
Yes, we have emotional abuse.
Yes. So can we just take what will really happen? How can emotional
abuse in the family is when the person is not, you know, his upstairs is not okay. When his upstairs is not okay,
emotional and mental,
very man and woman, upstairs is not okay. Because of certain things that have also, you know, problem of life is nothing, you can't just predict the problem of life. Some persons, because of problem of life, because of what they are going through, because of the certain things they have already encountered, has also come to that extent that they cannot think think right. They can't think right. And when they are not thinking right, you see them suspecting. You see them doing certain things that is abnormal, that will also cause abuse, which is not a part of the family.
If someone is watching us now and is going through mental abuse.
Mental abuse in the sense that we have witnessed some. You don't joke in the house. Everything is fault. Everything is evil. You don't joke. The other side, you don't.
Okay.
You don't accept correction. You don't correct. Everything is fault finding. You don't joke. You see that woman or that man will be living with endurance. If you are someone that crack jokes, because your partner doesn't like joke, you live emotional endurance in marriage. Because you are looking for someone to play, somebody to talk to, hey, daddy, see this, or mommy, see this. But behold, because of that emotional behavior, that expression is not there. And that woman, if you thought to be a man or woman, you'll be enduring the marriage because there is no expression of joy or, you know. So you discover that emotional abuse pains the heart. Even
think that what you are doing or the state of life you are now is right. No. You go ahead, just like what you are just listening now, is a part of solving the problem of the abused marriage. Now, it is important that both the woman and the man should come to a compromise. Please, my dear, or honey, or sugarcane, or bitter leaf, please, I am very much sorry. Please, the other day, there's a way I do this, I do that. Sincerity is important. Sincerity. And let that sincerity not be occasional. Let it be a part of the life of the family. Because when sincerity is not there, there's bound to become one problem.